In today's video, I'm going to show you how I built this, whatever it is. And I'm also going to show you my wildflower garden. Hi, I'm Robin. Welcome to Robin's Container Gardens. So now that I've got my brew, and these are my beautiful grandchildren, by the way, Zoe and Ty, so Grandma says hi. I'm going to be doing a little bit of prep in the garden today. Now, I know the channel is called Robin's Container Garden. There's not been tons of stuff about containers just yet, but there will be. It's just a little still too cold outside, even though we have a beautiful day, and I'm in the shade, so you can't see the blue sky yet, but we will be doing a lot of container gardening as soon as it's safe to be planting things outside. Our frost date is the 20th of May here where we are, and that can go 2 weeks either side, so it can be 2 weeks earlier, 2 weeks later. So we're just around here, we're a bit cautious about what to plant outside. Though there's a few things that we can plant outside now, so we're gonna get some things prepared and start getting some seeds sown. I'm gonna clear up the area over in the I'm looking over there because that's where it is. We're gonna clear the area up over in the wildflower bed today. I'm gonna cut back one kind of annoying stem of the rose bush because it just grows and just covers everything. So I'm gonna do that today, and I'm also gonna be working on the bed for the beans and the peas and things that we're gonna grow in the veg bed that you saw in the last video. And again, I'm looking over here because it's right here, sorry. I'm gonna put up a couple of different options just to kind of mock it up and see how much room we're gonna have left to plant other things. I'm actually thinking we're not gonna have enough room for the Brussels sprouts and the broccoli that I wanted to plant. And we'll just either come up with a plan B for that, or we'll just leave it this year and see what happens for next year. My crocuses, as you can see, the yellow ones are really starting to come out. There's some little blue purple veins that are coming through there. A couple of the iris are going over now. And I don't think these flower a second time, so I'll just wait till they're completely gone and then deadhead them and see what happens. I've not grown these Iris reticulata before, so we'll just have to wait and see. And that's Mr. Blackbird. He's called Bob. He comes around when he knows I'm going to be in the garden because he gets worms, so he gets a free meal. But that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to enjoy some sunshine and get some wildflower seeds planted, and just kind of go from there and see what else we can get up to. Although it's still sunny and pretty out today, the wind is blowing a little bit. I do have my buffer on top of the microphone, but it may or may not work, so here's hoping. Show me you've never properly used a saw without showing me you've never properly used a saw. I know it looks a bit old and dried out. This rose bush has been here for a long, long time. But it does grow like a triffid. It just grows and grows and grows. And this is all where the wildflowers are going to be, so I need them to have a little bit of sun. So I've kind of pulled back a little bit this year. Now, another thing I'm going to do is, hi Bob. I don't know where he's at, but he's really singing today. Another thing I'm going to do is save these leaves. I'm not going to put them in the compost bin because I'm going to use them to help fill up the containers at the bottom. And when we get to that point, I'll walk you all the way through it. This is one of my 20-gallon containers, and it is it's going to be a temporary home for some of these leaves until I get to use them. It's floppy now. It won't be floppy when it's full of soil and stuff. Fully anticipating some of the wildflowers coming back up again. And that's a good most of it up anyway. I will probably what I'll probably do is come back and put a little bit more of those leaves over the top, because it seems to have been protecting stuff that's self-seeded. Well, that should actually show you right there that stuff that was covered up with leaves is still quite loose and moist. It's very wet down there. And the stuff that wasn't covered up by leaves is quite hard and dry. So if that's not a testament to the leaves, I don't know what is. Last year here, right about there, is where we had the courgettes, and that was just one plant that we had there, and it did really well, but we're going to move it this year. This is the seed mix that I used last year. It's called Be Happy Flower Seed Mix, and it's just wildflowers for the garden. And what I did was I just kind of threw them, and it worked. We've got all kinds of seeds in here. I'm recognizing some of them already. There's some calendula seeds in here I can see already. Some nigella seeds, all kinds of different ones, poppies and everything. So I got it from some garden center. So I literally just cast them like that. That's what I did last year, and I had a gorgeous crop of them. And I did it again about a month afterwards. Probably do a few more. I don't want to use all of them up. There's borage in here, tree mallow, California poppy, just about everything you can think of as far as wildflower seeds go. And I'm going to put a little bit of fresh compost on it. I'll just do this in my hands. Just a little bit of fresh compost in that. It's going to give it some nutrition. I mean, if you think about it, it's kind of natural the way that I did that, because they wouldn't be cultivated in the wild, would they? So I'm giving them a bit of feed by giving them some fresh compost, and then I'll go back over it with the hoe, and then I'll come out and give it a bit of a water with the watering can, because we're not supposed to get rain until like Tuesday or Wednesday now. So, and there goes my seed packet. I knew that was going to happen. Now, another thing that I did last year that I think helped a lot is just kind of going over and just walking, not stomping and not with a lot of pressure, but just kind of pressing down. So the seeds that I'll put down will kind of mush them down. So They have better contact with the soil. Alright, and this will help too. Now what I'm going to do is put those leaves back over, and I'm going to water it again. That'll help weight the leaves down. I know this seems counterproductive, but we're not out of the frost dates yet, and those leaves will give everything down there growing a little bit of extra comfort, so they don't get too cold. Oh, look at that everywhere. Oh, I swear you just can't go anywhere if you don't find plastic somewhere. Okay, so that's all I'm going to do to that bed today. We're going to get out and get this area in front of the bricks. We're going to give that a good going over, but today I'm just going to leave it. I'm quite happy with what I've managed to do. And the area over here, you can't really see it, I don't think, on the video, but where the daffodils are, I'm going to let them go and let them finish flowering before I do anything with that part of the ground. It's still got grass on it from last year, so we'll get that grass up and everything, but after the daffodils go over. So, but that's that. Wildflowers first sowing done, and now I'm going to move over to the veg bed on the other side of the fence that needs a very serious paint, and I'm going to do some measuring to see how much room I'm going to have for my beans. Oh, that's ice cold, man. Oh, wow. Okay. That's what I get for bringing it outside today, huh? Okay, so this is going to be where we put our beans. Now, the dilemma that I have is, do I build wigwams, or do I put a flat structure and just string it like a, what do they call it, a French something. I can't remember what it's called, but it's something to do with France anyway. To put it across here, and then that will give me more room this way, and I think that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. But I've got a couple of posts here that I'm going to try sinking down just a bit. These are plastic posts that I got last year from some shop, I can't remember, to use with our tomatoes. There we go. Now, if I put up a wigwam, I'm going to need to cross everybody, and then that would be area I can't use. Sugar. I just don't know. Stay put. Can you stay put? You're not going to stay put, are you? Ah, you are. Okay. So if I do that, I won't be able to plant on both sides. There it goes. I'll have to just plant on one side, and that just kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? I know that wind is messing that microphone. Sorry. So I think what I'm going to have to do is just put it up and do the French weave. That's it, the French weave. That's it. I remembered. And then that will give me planting area here on both sides with a little bit of space that I can walk through on this side, and then that gives me all of that area there to plant. So the French weave it is, I guess. Now the funny thing is that I'm not actually going to use these poles to do that. I've got some pea sticks that I'm going to be using because they were free and they are knotted kind of all the way up, so they'll have a better, well, when I wrap the twine around them, they'll be a little bit easier to stay put. So that's what I'm going to do, so bear with me. Okay, maybe that one's not working. So that's all I have for you today. But before I go, I wanted to say a real quick hello to Class 7A at Ysgol Gyfun Llangefni in Wales. They're doing the Grow a Recipe with me, and I'm really happy to have you guys all on board. So hi everybody, thanks for joining me. And if you're also taking part in the Grow a Recipe with me, all you have to do is send me some images down in my email. It's in the description below, and I will be happy to post some on some future kind of catch-up videos with the Grow a Recipe with me. So until next time, take care, stay safe, bye y'all.